saw this. Patrick Peterson was asked about his video game celebration after the game. He said, I asked Patrick Peterson what game he was pretending to play with his video game celebration. He said, quote, I think it's called Call of Duty. I'm not much of a gamer. I heard it just came out. Throwing a little shade at...
Cardinals only have themselves to blame for that. Like, you can be pissy about Kyler Murray and that he loves video games. Cardinals put that clause in there.
If he's not a gamer, then what was his excuse for being washed for the last 3 seasons?
Yeah, and that means Patrick doesn't have much respect for Kyler either. If he's gonna say that publicly,
he can also not have a lot of respect for Kyler, and then also talk a lot of shit that he didn't back up. He said he was gonna have 2 interceptions today. He's had 2 interceptions, I think, once or twice in his entire career. Like, it's just he's just talking shit. It's all good. I don't even care. I just don't really like the guy anymore. So because he doesn't play for the Cardinals. Also, a lot of people are already starting to talk about Hard Knocks. And yes, this is going to be very interesting, this second part of the season, because that's supposed to come out this month in November. I'm sorry, November. And we're going to get some more insight onto what's going on behind the scenes. And I don't know if the Cardinals are really ready for this.
No, they like everything kind of polished and looking good. Obviously, they got a great PR department. But, I mean, this is going to be a little bit of a black eye. If things start to go south, we hope that's not going to happen. We hope they get a W next week against Seattle.
How many times have they had the Detroit Lions on Hard Knocks or whatever? I mean, it's going to be entertaining. That's what it's been.
Yeah, but the Cardinals don't view themselves as the Lions. They think we made the playoffs last year. We've got a franchise quarterback. We extended our GM and our head coach. This is premium television because we're an upper tier organization, and that's going to be a little bit of a jarring scenario for them.
It's going to be the toughest as far as realistically turning this thing around.
Putting out fires every Monday after Hard Knocks.
You have to have a realistic idea of who you are and what your place is in this league in order to actually
3-5,
take a good look at it. Right. And, the Colts were, I think, around the same record at this point last year, the first in-season Hard Knocks team, and they put themselves in a position to get back to the playoffs, and they completely fumbled it at the end of the year against Jacksonville. But this is going to be must-see TV, no doubt about it. I think it opens up not this week, but next week.
Yeah,
next Tuesday or week from Tuesday.
This is why I'm so excited to see this, DA. It's because we've talked a lot, we've speculated a lot about what the mood might be behind closed doors. We saw the little blow up between Cliff and Kyler last week. Okay, no big deal, whatever. And we wonder, we only get the clips, right? We only get the clips after wins of Cliff being in the locker room and everybody cheering and being excited. I want to see everything else.
Yeah.
I want to see, the respect that Cliff commands from players or does not. I want to see, I want to hear how he really is on the sidelines during a game. Maybe I have this completely wrong. Maybe I'm like, you know what? He put in the play. Kyler effed it up. Okay. But I have a feeling if people are hard on Cliff now and they continue to lose while Hard Knocks is on, it's only going to ratchet up to a whole nother level, and it's going to be really, really ugly.
And so, I think that's a great interpretation. However, I'm betting that it's going to be a situation where Cliff, I think that he protects his player more than we think. And I think it's going to be a situation where everybody's prepared, but some people necessarily don't do the detailed things that we haven't seen like that. Because just from what I hear is that at situations that it's more of Cliff yelling Kyler to hurry up in those situations where we see the mismanagement of the clock. Like the play's been communicated, like let's get it going. And to me, I think that we all know, anytime that you take an L, it's going to be, the team's going to be down, the mood, they may break off with some, what do you do with your family? It don't matter. Nothing feels good. Nothing feels good hanging out with your family after you take an L in the NFL. I mean, you know what that is, but I think that to be immersed in that culture, in that locker room, in their family life, or what they, allow access to be, I think it's going to be, entertaining either way, right? With the personalities that they have, just to get that immersive view. But to me, it's going to be what I'm going to pay attention to is Kyler and Cliff. Because to me, that's paramount. As they go, this team goes.
Isaiah Jones with the $1.99 super sticker. Thank you, my guy. The more this goes on with Kyler Murray and this video game thing, we roll our eyes at it. I know you guys do too, but it's not going away. And it's not the Manti Te'o, fake dead girlfriend thing, but it is something that Kyler Murray is going to have to live with for better or worse until he wins football games. Meaningful football games. It's not going away, though.
It's the stupidest shit ever.
Until
Oh, my God.
It was. I checked after the game before we went live, real quick.
You know how many guys in the NFL play Call of Duty? Like, Devin Booker plays Call of Duty until like 3 o'clock in the morning. Nobody ever fucking questions him.
You know why, Saul? Because he goes out and puts out 30.
But DA
every day.
But DA will lead his team to the finals too, and he gets dragged for it, which is stupid. Come on.
The Cardinals
man.
put something in his contract to ask him to stop playing video games unless he studied 4 hours at home.
That's just no. I mean, they put in a study clause. They didn't say, "Hey, stop playing video."
Well,
games.
no. You have to put the video games aside for 4 hours a week.
Conclusions about that.
It was a video game clause.
It was not a fucking.
It was a study.
Game.
We got to study. We got to study.
No, it was not a video game.
It was a 4-hour study clause.
4 hours away from.
No, but the analytics said that his game dropped.
Yes.
When Call of Duty dropped.
Right.
And I checked
That's
Twitter.
what the analytics said.
I checked Twitter before we went live. There was like 7 to 10 national blue checkmark outlets, whether it be national media or gambling sites or whatever, making fun of Kyler in the video game thing. Like he can't. You know
go why?
But he's on a stream.
Why? It's because the media is filled with a bunch of crusty ass, old ass people that don't fucking play video games. They don't even know what a fucking video game is. Are you kidding me? Like, no, these guys have been playing video games since they were like 3. It's part of their DNA. They were able to thrive in it in high school. They were able to thrive in college. And they've been able to, and a lot of players have been able to thrive in it in the NFL and in professional sports. Kyler's not a fucking oddity. That's what gets me fired up is that people are like, oh, well, he's playing Call of Duty. That's why. I'm like, shut your ass up.
I don't disagree. I don't disagree with you.
Jalen Ramsey's on the fucking commercial, and nobody's saying when he gets beat in the Super Bowl and he gets beat early in the regular season this year, oh, Jalen Ramsey's playing too many video games.
Well, number one, he's not a quarterback. And number two, I agree with what both of you are saying. I'm just talking about public perception of Kyler is not going to ever change until he wins a division, playoff games. This is going to hang over him, and it's the Cardinals doing. This is the Cardinals' fault because they put that clause in.
This time last year, these dudes were 7-0, 6-0, 7-0.
Yeah,
and
10-2 at one
not
point.
a damn peep about video games at that point.
Helps them be prepared for the games.
Shit.
Helps them desensitize.
No, I'm not blaming Kyler. I'm not blaming the media. All I'm saying is this is not going away. And we talked about it before the season, Bo. Like right when that news broke about the clause, and then they put it in, and they took it out, and Kyler had to go and have the press conference. Right. The impromptu. Remember that? You were there that day, and it was a shitstorm. Mm-hmm. What did we say? Well, winning will fix everything. They make the playoffs. They win a playoff game. They look good. Kyler has a good year. It'll be fine. You start 3-5, and his statistics are a little underwhelming compared to years prior. Like, he is going to be a target because not only people do not like Kyler Murray because they don't understand him. He's got an introvert personality. We love him here because we've seen shit quarterback play for 30 years, right? Aeneas Williams has been on this show saying he loves Kyler Murray, but the outsiders and Kyler isn't immune to that, and he sees that.
Look at the other side of this thing. Winning cures all. Winning cures all. We look at the tweets from our friends over at DNVR about how ridiculous and how extra Russell Wilson is, and everybody's making fun of him. He's the butt of all jokes the entire week. You know, he's stretching for 4 or 8 hours of a flight, annoying his teammates. And everybody's having a fun time. And then he leads the Broncos to a comeback victory today, and it seems like nobody's talking about it. It's colorful at this point. Same thing goes for yeah, exactly. It's not as sad as let's ride after an L, right, on Thursday Night Football, right?
You're right.
It changes. It's just like Steve Keim said, Jack the Ripper, if he was a combine prospect and he runs a 4.4, people are scouting his ass because he can help you win. Winning changes everything. And Kyler Murray, Arizona Cardinals at 3-5, the only way that they changed the narrative surrounding this team is winning football games. And they missed out on every opportunity they had to do it today. And that's why everybody's frustrated.